Hello and welcome to the new Power BI Dashboard tutorial, and in this dashboard we are looking at Udemy, which is a very popular website for learning, for education and learning. And with the help of this dashboard we are analyzing the courses that Udemy offers. So we have a time period of from 2011 to 2017 where we can select, let's say for 2017, what is the information, it gets updated. Then we have the 4 different categories like business finance, graphic design, musical instruments and web development. We can select any of the one and then the chart updated automatically. And then here are some of the KPIs, like in 2017 for web development you have total 636,000, or in Indian Indian context 6,36,000 students what you have. Then the number of courses is 223 for web development in 2017. What is the average price is $85. The 22,000 is the reviews, lectures and the course content duration in hours. Then we further look at this information that okay, for this particular one, so if you see, even we have selected 2017 but still we are getting all the different years, and that functionality I will explain to you once we will go into the dashboard. So for the web development, this is how the trend looks like. So clearly from 2011 to 2012 there was a slightly uptrend, then it got picked up and continuously picking up. But if you see from 2016 to 2017, the trend has not been that steep like it has seen from 2014, 15, 16. So this is a very interesting chart which tells you the trend shift, and not like a normal line chart which goes up down, but this chart is a very interesting and slightly technical chart called a cumulative line chart, which helps us looks at the trend shift. Then we have information for top 10 courses by students. So here are the top 10 courses and where you have the maximum number of students. The high level information or segregation of free versus paid courses. Then we further look into the free versus paid courses by students. So students are on the x-axis and reviews are on the y-axis. So you can see each course where you have the students and the reviews, and accordingly analyze this information, like what are these 2 highest one. Let's say you are someone who wants to create a course, right? You may want to look at this particular area where the number of students and the reviews are high, and look at okay, what they are doing for such high reviews and for such high students. If your objective is mostly on the high students, then this is where your area is. Then this gray icon basically talks about the free courses, like Learning Angular 4 from scratch is the free course where you have 8,600 students and the reviews is 522. Similarly, the students and lectures, so these are the number of lectures which has the highest lecture and this, these students. So this is also an interesting chart which basically tells us where the students are on higher side and where the lectures are on higher side. So probably if somebody wants to create a course, the number of lectures you may want to have is 20, right? Similar way you can create other charts like the content duration and stuff like that, which based on the need can be created. Then the levels for each level: beginner, all level, intermediate level, expert level, how many free and paid courses. So for expert level, clearly there is no paid courses, but the highest number of paid courses are at intermediate level, then at beginner level. For all levels you have the just the 13.45% free courses. So this is a very interesting dashboard that I have shown to you, that I have created for you, which is for beginners. And once we will complete that, I will show you a very advanced dashboard that you may want to create to reach your skills to a next level. So stay tuned with me, and we will create this step by step, and then I will show you a completely transformed version for those users who love advanced dashboard and who wants to work on the advanced dashboard. Okay, so first thing first, where is the data? So data is given on the link I have given in the description. That is number 1. And via the link you will join my group, And on my group you will find my link of my Google Drive, which I'll show you. So you will going to land after joining my group into the data sets, and over here what I have is this data sets sheet where I am keeping the all my data sets that is related to the tutorial that I am having. And here on the row number 23, you will going to find the dataset link which you can download. So by joining my group, you will basically get some special updates and information about my upcoming trainings and upcoming courses that I publish time to time. So that is the information. The another one is the over here, as you can see, there are so many people who are utilizing this right now. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping all of my Power BI related videos over here in this Google Sheet, which is Power BI video tutorial. The link for this sheet is also present in the description. This way you can search my 300 plus videos. Any of my video you can easily search. Link is present over here, and then go ahead and use it for your learning purpose. That way you can basically bookmark this. Whenever you need, you can come over here and look for the information that you need. Okay, so this is this information for dashboard. Let me come back onto the dashboard, and what we will going to do, we will going to create the file and the new blank report, and I'll show you from the scratch as to how you can go ahead and develop this dashboard step by step. So what I'll do is I will move this to my another screen. That way it will be easy for me to reference it and develop in front of you step by step, so that I will not going to miss any of the information. So by the time, okay, it has loaded. So first thing first is about the background, right? So background is something what we have is I have done is the abstract background. So maybe what I can say, white, purple, abstract background, and that way you get a lot of different images, and that's how I have gone ahead and searched it for my needs, like this one, or depends on whatever I need, like any of the one, right? So for my need, what I have done is I have basically gone ahead and picked up one of the background. Let me just show you, which it has come on my second screen, and it is under the icon. And over here you will see that I was working with multiple one, and I have abstract white and blue gradient triangle overlapping is something which I download, or which I basically download as an image, which I'm using it. Okay, so over here if I go to my new Power BI the workbook, and there is nothing, but I can go ahead and choose the canvas background, and in the image I can go ahead and in the icon sheet of this and double click over here. There is no absolutely requirement that you will download or you will use this. You can, if you like something else, you can choose that as well, and make sure transparency you set to 0, right? So the image has come, and make sure it is fit. So that way you will going to get the fit. Okay, so I will just make it maybe 55% transparency. That way it is not taking a whole lot of coloring over here and conflicting with the visuals, right? We just want it to be present. There's 55, maybe I can make it 60%. Yeah, so that is good. So the first thing first is the title. Yeah, so title, we will going to call it what? Udemy course analysis. Makes sense? Yeah. Okay. So we will call it Udemy course analysis dashboard. I know that I have highlighted Udemy with bold, and I can make it 28, and maybe this one I can make it 18, right? So this way it is good. And then I just don't want it to be very much black, but maybe slightly lighter. And this one I will make it one shade like this. So Udemy course analysis dashboard, and what it says is that analyzing courses trend and details to find out which course is gaining popularities. Find out which are the courses, which are the courses that are gaining popularity. Okay, I just leave it up at here, but then what I can do is I need to make it 11. Yeah, and I can expand this little bit. Then what I need to do is in the format, in the effects, I need to, let's say, make it what, 90%, maybe 80% transparent, so that a shadow is there, right? Or even 70%, so that a shadow is there, but it will feel like it is a transparent. And that is these few small things that is done to make sure you have a good output. And I will make it maybe 15. Yeah. And then we have the first information. Yeah. Udemy course analysis dashboard and details which are the courses that are gaining popularity. That is done. Now what we need is the KPIs, or maybe before the KPIs we need the slicers. So for slicers we will going to go to the slicer icon. Perfect. But if you see, I have not loaded the data set. I have started working on that. So I thought I have already loaded, but text CSV, because it is a CSV file, I believe it is in the downloads, and I think it is in the tutorial data set and the Udemy course data set. Okay, so it will going to take a couple of seconds, and it will ask me the table to pick, and I'll just quickly do that. You need a data to build the visual. Yes, we are loading the data. Okay, so looks like good. I will simply say load data. So again, it will going to take few seconds, and then we can go ahead and start creating what we need in our data, just so that for all our slicers and the visualization requirement. All right, looks like it is coming. Yes, it has come. Very straightforward approach to start with, right? It is not the case that you will find it every single time that situation is that simple, right? So we have published date, and then what I'm going to choose is the year, right? And publish date, year, and in the slicer settings I will say tile, right? And I will move this up, as you can see over here, till like this point, which will make it meaningful for us. Yeah, till this much. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is few things in the effects. Again, I will make it what, 70% transparent, and then we have the properties, we have, which is fine, slicer header. We don't need slicer header. Yeah, and values. In the values we have the border. We don't want border that to be that visible. Yes, this much visibility is okay. And font color also I will tone it down a little bit, so that it is there but it is not conflicting with the visual, and make it a smaller one, 9 and maybe the 8. Yeah, that way this visual is only required because you want to filter something, but nothing else. And then I will just make it round like the other one. So effects, visual border, and that will be all white, and this will be 15. Okay, so I'll just move this up, and then yeah, it should be good. Now I don't have to do the same thing. I control and paste, and what I'll do is over here, rather than saying this, I will going to pick up the, I believe the subject, if I'm not wrong. Yep, subject. So we have these 4 subject, and it is meeting our need. Okay, and I'll just give some space over here. So that way you will start seeing that our dashboard is taking a shape, right? So we have the first chart, which is basically nothing but the line chart, but there is a trick that if you remember, I told you that it is using something which is the running total, and that is not straightforward, and we will going to use something which is called as the quick calculation, which is a new feature. So for that, what I'll do is, first thing first is line chart, and in the line chart we will going to take the published date, and we will not take quarter and day but the year and month only, because that's how I have set up in that dashboard as well. And then we can start working on our requirement. So we have the year, and what do we need is the students, right? So this is how the normal line chart will come, which is okay, which is good, because this is showing you the actual trend going up, trend going down. So, but in my case, what I have done is I have basically gone ahead and created a new visual calculation, right? And we call it, let's say, student running sum is equals to. So this is where the calculations are present, which is nothing but the running sum of what? Sum of students. Yeah. So if you see, what do you get? 3006, then 47,000 added, then this is added, so on and so forth. So, but this is at the yearly level, so this is how it is going, right? So we have this. Now what I can do is I can hide this. Okay. So once this is hidden, I can go back to the report, and this is how my visual is coming. So now what I'll do is I'll just make sure that to get the impact which I have shown in my other dashboard, if you remember, what I will going to do is I will going to take the area chart rather than this. Yeah. So if you see, this is how it is going up, and then I will do some formatting like on the y-axis. I don't need values, I don't need title. Yeah. And over here, the shade area and the line. So I remember the line that I have chosen is something of different color. I know that it is for sure not this one, but little bit dark. Yeah, on that side. Yep. Okay, perfect. We can work with this one, because then it is going out with the little bit of a purple shade that we are having. So I can choose this. Yeah, so if you see, only 2017 is selected, and we need to work on that as well. So we have few or more things which I will do, and then we will move on to the chart. So in the effect, what I'll do is I will make it maybe 70%. Yeah, and in the visual border, we don't need that, but what we need to make sure it is 15, right? And title is something what we want is addition of students every year is something what we want, and we want to make sure that it is not that big and it is not that black. Yeah, so addition of students every year. Again, year is something which is not needed. So what I'll do is over here, first of all, I'll make it categorical so that all the values should come, and then we don't need the title. right? And over here I'll make it 8, and I'll just give it a little bit toned down over here. And I think on the rounded corner we have made it rounded corner. No, I think we have. Yes, we have. I can see this. Okay, addition of students every year. So we have done that. The only thing which I will do is I'll select this, and I need to remove the interaction between these two. So what I'm going to do is I come over here in format and click on edit interaction. And if you see, it is giving me two options, the filter option and none option. So I'm going to choose the none. What it will do is it will remove the interaction between these two. So now if I uncheck that, and if I click over here, nothing will happen to this chart. But if I click, let's say, on musical instrument, the chart is changing. And that is how I have created the chart. The last thing which I will do is basically the data labels, because we have removed the y-axis, but we still need data labels, and I format it just so that it is coming not like very dark, but the light color, right? And make it 8. Yeah, that way it is there to basically just see that, not to conflict with the visualization. So we have this, right? Now I can copy and paste. But one last thing which I'll do, which I can see in my chart, is this title background. So over here in the title, we have the background color, and I think the background color, I don't like this color at all, but I like this. However, I need a lighter shade of this. Yeah. Okay, so a little bit more lighter shade. Yep. Okay. I'll just perfect. Okay, this is good. The only thing which I will do is I now need a little darker shade of the. Okay, so we have this formatted properly. I am copying and pasting, so you can see that only 2015 because interaction is gone, which is perfectly okay, because what we need is basically a chart like this one, where we need the students and not the running total for sure. So we need students, and we need the top 10 courses. Okay, so we remove this, and we have the course title over here, right? And then we have the students over here on the x-axis, and I just remove that, and what I get is basically the students for us. The only thing is on the bars, I'll just go ahead and make sure it is purple so that it is matching. Yeah, and then we have this color already formatted. Everything is properly formatted. I don't have to do it. The only change I will do it is in the title. So in the title, this will be the top 10 courses by students. Right now it is not top 10. So we need to work on that by going into the filter. We have the course title, and we will say top N is 10, and data fields. And in the data fields, what we need is the sum of students, and apply this, and we get the top 10 values if I expand this. Yeah. So in the visual, in the bar, we have this, everything called out properly. Okay, and top 10 courses is also done. Just move it up a little bit, and I will also make this chart a little bit big. Okay, and yeah, and make it equivalent to this one. And one thing which I will do is I will make this information till here. Okay, so I have this chart, which I will also make it slightly smaller and move this up here so that I get a space for the third one, which I will simply copy and paste, because I don't want to do that formatting piece again and again, right? We just want to make sure that, you know, we do less work over we do all that formatting work once and don't repeat it again and again. Okay, so we have the students, we have the course title. So I need to change this, and I will say is paid, right? And I change this to a donut chart. So paid versus free. Okay, now I go over here in the legend. It should, what I really like is always at the top, because that's where the eye go, or your eyes basically going when you are looking at it, not over here. So this is a visual interaction, or how your eyes basically sees the thing. So that's basically come over a period of time once you get the feedback. So in the slices, we have paid, which is this. We have free, which I'm choosing it with the gray color. That way I maintain it, maintain the details. And I have the legend, the text should be lighter. I don't like it this much big. And yeah, okay, so we have this created. All right, so only thing I need to do is I need to change the title. The title needs to be free versus paid courses. Okay, so now we have this. The next chart, if you see, there is little less space over here. So what I can do is I can come down into the canvas settings. What I did is I just clicked on the blank space, and then the canvas settings will come. Not 16:9, but I need a custom. So what I can do is I can make it 820. So I get more space, as you can see, right? Or maybe 800. Yeah, 800 is good. Okay, perfect. So now I copy this and paste and bring it down. Yeah. And now what I need is basically information for our free versus paid courses based on the student review. So we remove this, change the chart to this one, and we have the students on the x-axis, and this is the students versus review, and I have reviews over here, right? And this is based on free versus paid courses. So is paid will come on the legend, and on the reviews will go on the y-axis, right? And the course title will come over here in values. So we have, okay, reviews. How is the reviews? It's over here. Okay, let's bring reviews and then bring the course title. Now it is coming. Earlier reviews was not coming as an aggregation, that's why it was giving us that output, right? For this I need the y-axis, so I need the values of the y-axis for sure, right? And free versus paid, here is the legend is okay. In the markers I have free. So you know that I am using this middle shade of the gray for free, and for paid we have the purple color, which is this one, right? So it will be absolutely clear as to what this how we want it. So we have the first chart, which is free versus paid, and again legend needs to be in the center, so top center. And in the general we have the title. In the title what we want to say, free versus paid courses by students and reviews, right? STUDEN, students and reviews. Okay, so this is done. Control C, Control V. Now I will show you the next chart. Okay, and I will just make sure that the alignment is not changed. So students will continue to be there. Rather than reviews, what we have is the lectures. So number of lectures is basically going to come over here, and now my chart is ready. is paid, free versus paid. Rather than saying reviews in the title, I will going to say lectures. So that way we know that how many lectures are over here, and then we can create, or we can basically move ahead with that chart. I have this chart, the final chart which I will going to create for this dashboard. As you can see how easily we have created a very beautiful looking dashboard over here. So we have the this one, and what we need is basically a chart like this 100% stack chart. So we have course title, so we will remove that. On the y-axis we need the level. Level is basically all levels, beginner, intermediate and expert, and then our chart is ready, right? So we can clearly see what that chart is, and over here I can enable the data labels, right? And in the data labels what we can do is we can make it 8, that is 1, right? And decimal values we can make it 1 point so that it is coming properly. And then what we need is this, we don't need it on x-axis, so I'll go ahead and change, and values are all gone, and we have y-axis, which I will make it little bit bigger just so that all these values are coming. Okay, so we have pretty much done with our dashboard, right? And only last thing is the title for this one. So the title will going to be what? Free versus paid courses for student and levels, right? By student and levels. Okay, so now only thing which I'll do is I will remove the canvas area by going into the setting and make it maybe what, 750. Yeah, 750 is good. And that way, as you can see, in almost around 30-35 minutes we have our dashboard ready, which then I can choose any of the point for my analysis need and continue to get the output that my business is seeking. So a very light theme which is visually appealing for the eye, and the good layout that we have created with the help of the transparency, with the help of the different the different components. However, you know, one of the things that we have not done, and I just realized after looking at my another dashboard, is building the KPIs. So we have not built it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to reduce the size for our views over here, and I really apologize for that. This should have been our first point, that we need to build the KPIs, and that is why I wanted my other dashboard as a reference. But not to worry, in another 10 minutes max we will going to create our KPI, because as you can see I am teaching you what the fast way of doing creating the dashboard by creating one component and then formatting it, right? So what I'll do is I will take the KPI, yeah, and our KPI is, first KPI will come over here. And what is our first KPI is basically the students, right? The number of students, and over here the call out value, let's call it what, 35 or what, maybe 30, yeah. And what we will going to tell this is the students, right? And this will this has this value, and the background color is going to be what, this light purple, and this will be transparent as well, maybe till 30%, yeah, 30%, or if we want more, I feel like I should have it 50%, and that way the background will come. We need a visual border which will be of white color, and we need rounded corners, so that will be 15, right? And over here in the category label we need to change this to 8, size 8. Okay, so we have students KPI created. Perfect. Copy, paste. That's what we need. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. So I have the 3 and 3, 6 KPIs which I created for the dashboard need. C, Control V. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6th one will come here, and I will show you how we can properly align them. Okay, so this is good. This is good. Good stuff. And then we have good. So now the second KPI is the number of courses. So the number of courses is basically the course title over here. So we need the distinct count of the courses. So I will just double click count of courses, right? Students, the third one is the average price, right? So where do we have the price? Oh, price is not formatted properly. So let's just see the price. That why price is giving us the issue. Price. Okay, so we have this challenge where we have the dollar. So we need to go into the query. So over here we have the Power Query. So we'll just go over there, and it will going to, what we need is we need to change the dollar, or we need to remove that dollar sign. Okay, so right click on the column, replace values. So over here we will replace the dollar with nothing. Click OK. That's it. So this is gone, and I can then change it to a whole number, and I'll click on close and apply, and this will give us what we need so that we can build our KPI. So now you can see it is changed. Very easy, right? So don't worry, if you run into this situation, there is always a solution. So we have price, which I will put it over here, and this will not going to be the sum of price. Why? If you are a beginner, you should know, or if you are, let's say, intermediate or expert level, you should know why I have chosen the average price. Give me your answer. Price, right? And then in the values, display unit is absolutely okay. Value decimal places, let's make it 0. There is no point. And in the price over here, we can make it the currency, right? $85 is the average price. The next KPI is over here, which is the number of reviews. So number of reviews is present over here. Simply say reviews. Yeah. And then we have the students. So this is basically the lectures, as I see it, the number of lectures that is present over there. Lectures count, right? And then finally what do we have is this basically content duration. So this will be changed to the content duration. Again, the sum will not come, the average come, right? 3.12 content duration. Content duration in hours. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to select this or everything, go into the format, and I need to align this properly horizontally. So distribute horizontally, that way they will be equally distributed. That means distance between them, because I have set up the last one, set up the first one. So this will happen automatically. And then the next thing which I may want to do is move this down a little bit. Yeah, this. And after moving this down, what I need to do is I need to move down these ones. So I'm selecting all of these components and I am bringing them down. Okay, perfect. So that way I have this. Last piece is the icon, which you can go to website like the Noun project, the flat icon. So I have some icon which I have chosen. So for that, I'm simply going to use the image. So these are simply, straightforward icons, which basically helps us so the first thing is a student, right? And as you can see, this is I just simply need to place it over here because it gives a lot of value to the work that doing with the help of this. So we have the icon, and yep, we have option over here, which is style and action is okay. We have properties and everything, which is fine. And then I just need to do the same thing for others. I have the second icon, which is the courses. So that one is also, I will bring it very small and move it up here. And then we have the price icon is very easy. You can put price, dollar, whatever is needed, price tag. Yeah, so that way your KPI gets some value or some interactivity in that way. And then we have what after that, what do we have is the reviews. So review, this is the work that we have to do it once we have defined the KPI, that what are all the KPIs that we will going to need, and then we basically go ahead and choose the details. So we have price, reviews, lectures is like that. Okay, all right, which we can put it over here. And then finally what do we have is the content duration, which is this one. Okay, let's move it up. Yep, perfect. So then last thing you may want to do is you need to look at the properties 30. Just have to do it the same thing, 30 hit width and height, so that every icon should look same. 30 height and width, 30 very straightforward. In couple of seconds we can do this entire work, as you can see. 30, and this one is also going to be this. Perfect. Okay, so you have your icons, you have all your images, and this is all perfectly done, which you can now show it as your portfolio. Now finally, as promised, let me show you the advanced dashboard. Alright, so here is the advanced dashboard. This dashboard is basically showing you the course analysis as well as the student analysis, and this shows you a lot of information, the similar KPIs, but over here if you see, we are showing basically with the previous period or the previous year, whether it has gone up and down, and based on what period we have selected, we are highlighting that period. We are not filtering, as you can see, we are only highlighting. So for example, if I want to see the 2016 is highlighted, right? Then based on what course is selected, the course is highlighted over here with the relevant metric. And then over here it shows free versus paid courses, but then down below it has a lot of information. First of all, how much students are willing to invest. This is based on the bin, $0 to $20, $20 to $40, $40 to $60. Same thing by the courses and student. Then student versus review, we want to see the top 50 This is a dynamic feature and we want to see it the top 50 by students or by reviews. Same thing, student versus lectures. We want to see the top 50 or whatever that number user entered, and student, we want to see it by student or we want to see it by lectures. The same information will be given there. So this has been created. This takes a lot of time, close to around, it took me around 8 to 10 hours to create the final output. And the inspiration for this dashboard came from one of the Tableau public dashboard. So it's like there was a Tableau dashboard for this one, and then what I did is converted into the Power BI, and I recorded this. So if you want that, you can reach out to me based on the email that I have shown here. And if you want to learn this advanced dashboard after learning the basic one, then go ahead and shoot me an email. So with that, thank you so much, and I'll meet you now in a new video with a new topic.